I present to you Muz Choudhury.
Can you hear me at the back? First time speaking ever. In front of my family's about this big. So it's alright. I met Omar through Instagram. I think it was a sponsored thing that came up. Saw the words mental health, saw the yellow sign, I thought that's pretty fucking cool. Sorry, I swear a lot when I get really anxious. So yeah, I thought I'm going to connect with this guy. So I dropped him an email or a message and said, I want to speak to you, man. I need to know what you're doing. I want to speak about your story, see what's going on. And he was like, well, who are you? You kind of sound like some weirdo. I was like, well, this is me, this is my story. And that's where I've ended up. You're the guy from Dreamer? Well, cool. Happy. So, basically, I'm 40 years old. Grew up in Chorlton, where all the hippies are now. So, kind of spread a bit out now to Old Trafford. Moved along the side. So, grew up, struggled at school. Grew up in a really big family. Really struggled at school with the whole dyslexia thing. Struggled with maths, English, the works. So at a very young age, I realised that I need to find a better way to live in the system. So I became a trickster. I started realising to get my own way, I need to do things. So I started hustling. So I do everything from selling CDs from the boot of my car, everything you can think of. I've sold drugs, I've been on the street, I've been homeless, I've done everything. Got to about 13, and someone dragged me into the boxing gym and said, you need to get in here, otherwise you're going to be dead by the time you're 20. So I get to the boxing gym in Moss Side, spent 12 years there, doing really well in my boxing, had a great mentor, realised I had a lot of anxiety going on, so physically, the boxing was a great thing for me, but I got addicted to that because I felt like a failure. So for me, what was going on was, I couldn't speak to anyone in my family because it was like, you're a pussy, sit down. And I couldn't speak to my friends because they were all lads. So they were all kind of like, get on with it, crack on with it. So what I was doing is holding these feelings inside my stomach. So I started my boxing, did really well, and as I was working as a boxer, I started working as a waiter in Rusholme on the Curry Mile. Got really good at that. A few years later, managed the restaurant, ended up owning the restaurant. This is where it all went wrong. So I ended up building up this restaurant, sold it for £1.5 million. Lost all my money because I didn't have the contracts in place, and I did the business with my family. So I ended up with 40 grand. So I lost everything. I realised that my mental health, the way I'd been conducting myself in my life, was people were using me. So I was fixating on helping other people, so I got really codependent. And that is what became the unhealthy part. So I never slept much for like 10 years. I was like, literally finishing work at 3 in the morning, get on the internet, finding ways to make money and build myself back up. In this time from like 12, 13 to 25 odd, loads of other things happened in that time. When I was 12, I nearly got murdered in a phone box in Chorlton, got mugged. Just a random mugging 11 o'clock at night, got stabbed. Nearly died from that. So that was a massive part of my life where I couldn't control anxiety, that fear of this person haunting me. So every night I used to have nightmares. I'm getting a lot of anxiety now, but I used to have a lot of nightmares with it, and I didn't know how to control it. So what I did is chase women, thinking that they're going to fix me. Because I couldn't go home and speak to my mum about it because she'd just give me a slap. So what I did is I ended up having girlfriends everywhere, and that for me was the unhealthy part of who I was. I used to fixate, chase women, trying to be as honest as I can now. I try to apologise to all of them. I write letters to all of them now that they're married and got kids, just to help with the pain that I went through. So I've lived a really wild life. When I was about 22, 23, someone said, you'll make a good fireman. So I joined the fire service. I'm 40 now, so I've been here 16 years. I've done loads of mentoring stuff, helped loads of people with mental health issues in the fire brigade. It's full of people with PTSD, full of people who can't speak. We've had 4 firemen hang themselves over the past 6 years. I've been on about 20 call-outs where I've had to help cut down men between the age of 21 and 40, hanging there in their houses with suicide notes and the children waiting outside to find out what's going on. So it's been it's been really tough. I've had a really mad life. So that's where I am. I need to breathe now. It's been a crazy journey, but I've always had blessings in my life. About 6 years ago, a friend of mine took me to CA, Cocaine Anonymous. Not because I'd taken drugs or anything like that, but because he was in that space. And he said to me, you will get a lot of benefit from coming in these rooms and listening to people's stories. So I went there, and then I went to Alcoholics Anonymous, and I realised that I had the same behaviour as a lot of people in that room who were addicted. So I started getting a lot of identity from that. So from there on, I kind of became friends with some of these people, and one person in particular, I won't say who he is, but he's a Manchester City football player. He became my mentor. So he took me to Codependency Anonymous and said, you are codependent. This is what you do. You fixate on everybody else and fix other people's shit so that you feel good about yourself. And it took me 6 years to get to this place where I could stand up and speak in this room. So I have to basically pick up the phone, literally 3-4 times a week and speak to my mentor. Otherwise, I'll end up going to a bad place. Because if something doesn't go right at my house, or I have a bad phone bill coming through or whatever, I go to that place of failure. So it's really hard because I can't speak to my family still about mental health. They think I'm stupid, they think I'm just a bit random, but I'm okay with that today. Today, I've gathered a lot of great friends who are lawyers, footballers or whatever, who actually say, Muz, it's okay, we're suffering with the same shit, we're all going through it. So that's really nice because I always have this childlike feeling in me that I'm not good enough. So what I decided to do about 2 years ago, so while all this addictive behaviour was going on, I started fixing up houses in and around Manchester, student lets. I did really good out of that. I had about 15 houses in Fallowfield, and then I realised I was getting back to that place again where I was addicted and I had about £1 million worth of debt. And my wife picked up on it. She was like, Muz, this is not right. Like, literally, you're servicing a load of debt here. So I decided, clear all the debt and just find a way of becoming happy. So what I do now is I try to meditate in the morning, I try to speak to my recovery friends, I stay away from toxic people, and I just work this program every single day, morning to night. And that's kind of where I'm at today. So I'm building a studio at my house in Old Trafford. I've got a big Victorian, massive house that I built for myself. I've got rid of all my debt. I'm building a music studio for young people from Moss Side who are suffering similar stuff for free. They're going to come to my house. I'm going to help them. Any time of the day, 24 hours a day, my phone's on. I know it's a bit addictive behaviour, but I feel like I need to give service back to others. And I'm building like a big social media space like this, like a mini version, because I feel like that's what I need to do. My life is about giving service back to others. And as a firefighter, I think it's really important that I do that as well. Sorry if I've ranted on. Thanks for listening.